Okay, I think we are rolling. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Chesk, bonjour, hola, ciao, aloha. Hope everyone's doing great today. If I didn't say your language, feel free to write it down and I'll try to say it in the next video. But and actually this might, not sure if I'm gonna have more episodes coming up right now. This is episodes, I've got 1 through 5. Then I'm gonna get back to vlogging, I think, and then do another 5 through 10, and then just have them come like this. So there'll be 5 at a time, I think, unless someone leaves a good comment of an episode or something they want to hear me talk about before I start back vlogging again. But something I want to talk about today was because I actually got an email from someone, a response email. Someone basically sent me an email, said, hey, I can't remember how old they are. They're 22, 23 years old. They hadn't played basketball, organized basketball in about a year and a half, and they wanted to know what it would take to be a pro athlete. So I sent them a long email back explaining everything, 2 hours in the morning, hour and a half at night minimum, every single day training. And they sent me back a response saying, wow, I had no idea it would take that much work. I think I'll just stick to my day job and keep basketball as a hobby. And it was a great response. Thank you so much. If you're watching this, you know you are. But it was funny because when they said that, I was like, wow, that really is a lot of work. Like I never really thought about it. I think like, oh, it's 2 hours training in the morning, 2 hours training in the night. It's just, for me, it's like another day in the office. That's how basketball is. And that kind of sparked all this kind of stuff, and I get emails all the time about basketball and pro athletes. And it made me just think with this response that this person sent me was that a lot of people think that it's a lot easier being a pro athlete than what it actually is. So that's what sparked this whole video, and basically gonna talk about and try to show some stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna put in here with this, but oh, by the way, rocking this, this is my Cumberland jersey. Went to University of the Cumberlands. For people keep asking me what college I went to. Still have it, like this is like almost 10 years old, but still rock it sometimes. But really, the truth about being a pro athlete, I think a lot of people don't realize how difficult that it can be, and I never want people to, with the vlogs and videos, it can be easy to think like, oh, it's just so easy. It's going out after trainings and going to the beach and doing all this kind of stuff. But it's like, it's really hard. There's a lot of things that you guys don't see in the vlog necessarily, not because I try to hide it, but because I don't think about it. And I've been doing it for a while, and I realize that when hard and difficult times come, it's just I deal with them. And what I do in the vlog and all that kind of stuff is a reflection of how I use an outlet to get these thoughts or whatever's bothering me out the way. So the truth of being a pro athlete, let's get started. And that would be number one that you guys could probably even guess, and that is your body. Being a pro athlete, your body is your job. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize it, but when you're getting older and you're doing these trainings and games and all that kind of stuff, you really take a tax on your body. And it's one of the things you really got to take care of all the time. I'll be with my friends, and I know you guys see sometimes I have ice cream and all this kind of stuff. But, and people were asking, as a pro athlete, what do you have to eat? Like, we can eat anything we want, but we just pay for it later. So I can go to McDonald's right now and have a burger, but know that tomorrow in training, when I'm running up and down the court, I'm paying for that food that I just ate. Of course, I'll burn it off, but your body is so important, and it wasn't until I've gotten older that I realized I really need to pay more attention to it. But it's just it's a taxing on your body. It's something I don't really realize till it's summer, when I'm staying in hostels, I'm going around, I'm getting out of bed and walking, jumping on the bunk beds, jumping off the bunk beds, and I feel great. And it's a different feeling for me, because a pro athlete, like, I get up now in the mornings, and you can ask any of my friends or anyone who knows me or anyone who see me in the morning when I get up, like, I can't walk for like 4 or 5 steps. It's just normal. I don't know, maybe you guys, when you do a sport and you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, my legs. This is how it is being a pro athlete, but it's like this every single day. Well, at least for me. And number 2, I guess I'm gonna make this video like a 10 truths about being a pro athlete, or maybe I'll think of some kind of cool title. But the number 2 is your like vacation time. Like, I know you guys see me in the summer when it's like a month free or 2 months free and training and running around. That's my iPad telling me that it's time for me to start learning Polish, 8 o'clock every day. But no, I know you guys see me running around in summers and doing all this kind of stuff, and you're like, oh, it's so great you guys get the summer vacation. But that's because, like, right now, from August until the end of May, sometimes June, there is no vacation. Like, we don't have 4 or 5 days off in a row. There's never more than a 24-hour period of no basketball. Maybe rarely or sometimes our coach will give us some time free, but mostly we have to be here every day. We get a Christmas break, of course, for like 5 or 6 days, but trust me, when that break is over, we pay for those 5 days that we took off. Usually I'm flying back to the States with my family, usually gain about a kilo, then I come back and for a week it's just total suffering. So as a pro athlete, we don't really get that time off like a lot of people think. They think like, well, you only train 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the night, you have like 20 hours free a day. But with that time free, it's recovering, it's doing all of the things we like to do, but we have to be back. So it's not like we get 2 days free and we can go away and come back. No, we always have to be here. We have to be present. And number 3, family time. Like, family time is something that is one of the hardest things, I think, sacrificing as a pro athlete, and me not having a big family that lives with me over here in France, like some of my teammates do. But just seeing the sacrifice and time that we give up from our families, and a lot of us who have families that are in another place that we don't have them here, and that's a big sacrifice that we make that I think a lot of people, they don't realize it. We're gone for 9-10 months out the year. We have family back in the States or in whatever country they're from that play on our team. It's a big sacrifice that you're playing and you don't have that family time there, which kind of leads me to like the 4th thing is when you're playing basketball overseas, you kind of don't always get to see your immediate family, your parents, your friends you grew up with necessarily aren't living with you. So you're kind of always playing not in front of your family. You're playing in front of a new group of people every single year, no matter, or a different country. You're learning a new language. If you've changed countries and you're always playing in front of people who you're playing in front of, then you're leaving. Then you're going to another place and you're playing in front of them, then you're leaving. And that can be like really difficult and a huge sacrifice that I don't think people realize. It does look glamorous when you watch it. You're like, oh, people are yelling at you and so happy in another language. And yeah, it's cool, but it's like a lot of those people I didn't know 6 months ago. Or here in Burke, the team I'm playing for, I didn't know anyone here a month ago. So that's kind of one thing that I think is pretty tough, is when you want to be doing that with your family and not being around your family for them to see and experience what you get to experience every single game if your family's not there. For me personally, my family does come over a couple times a year when possible to come see me play, but other than that, those tough games on the road and games here, they don't really get to see that or experience it the way that you experience it when you actually live over here. And then I think another very challenging thing about being a pro athlete is not knowing where you're going next. Me, I feel like I feel a little bit more comfortable because I've been living here in France for the last 5, 6, 7 years. So I know I'm going to be playing for a team in France most likely, and I know all this kind of stuff, which is great. But at the same time, I never know where I'm going to go. So when the season finishes, I think like, oh, okay, I'm going to stay on this team, but maybe no. Maybe I'm going to go here. Maybe I'm going to go to the other side of France. I never know exactly where I am going to go. And that's kind of like a really difficult feeling and a difficult thing that I don't like to talk about too much, and I don't put in the vlog too much because I'm usually thinking about it, but it's nothing really to say. The basketball's probably, out of everything I'm going to miss, the basketball is maybe one of the least things I'll miss. It's more about the people, the kids, all the people who worked everywhere. You really build a strong relationship and a strong bond with them, and something I'll always remember. Merci Toulouse. It was a long summer of not knowing what was next. So I'm having fun, but at the same time, I'm on the phone every single week talking to my agent, telling me this team wants you, but they only give you this. This team wants you, they're gonna give you, and it's like trying to decide all that and still live in the moment and have a great time. And that is seriously something that can be really, really difficult as a pro athlete. And then I think something else that's pretty difficult, which is probably one of my strengths, which I think is a great strength, but I can use it in basketball as well as YouTube and as well as my daily life, is just adapting to where you are. I was in Australia playing and I had to leave Australia, and I left Australia and came over to Germany where I didn't know anyone, where I didn't speak the language, I didn't know what the food was like, and you're living there. You're not visiting and a tourist and hey, I'm just gonna go to McDonald's every day. No, you arrive in that city. I remember arriving in Germany, the team had someone come pick me up, they gave me an envelope of money, they put me in a hotel, they gave me the keys to my car, and they told me my house would be ready in 4 days and training was the next day at 7 p.m. and they left. And that was my first experience, and I had no idea what to do. Like, I didn't know anyone, I didn't speak the language. And that was something that for me was a huge, like, whoa, it's totally different than what I was used to coming from Australia, where at least I can speak the language. You know, I just remember getting in the store, walking around the store, trying to find some milk and cereal, and no one understood me. And it was like one of the most frustrating things, but that's something that you have to deal with being a pro athlete overseas. This leads you to the next thing is you always gotta be focused on basketball. So you got all these different things that are going on, not knowing where you're playing next, not having your family necessarily there, you not speaking the language, you not knowing anything, but the team expects you when you step on the court that you're that same person that they saw when you were in your perfect habitat playing in your home country or your college or your university or whatever. They expect that to stay the same no matter what's going on. So even though you're dealing with all these outside forces and have things going on, as a pro athlete, they expect you to be there. They expect you to do what they signed you to do. And if you don't do it, you can be sent home. Which leads me to the next thing, which is really, really difficult, is that you can be cut and sent home at any time. You know, there's been so many times that I had like really good friends and we were great friends off the court, and they just had 2 or 3 bad games and they got cut and they were sent home. And that was the last I saw of them. We stayed in contact, but after you go back home, they got sent after couldn't find a team. And you know, that's a pretty tough feeling. It puts a lot of pressure on you, and it's hard to sometimes deal with, as well as all the other things that are going on in your life. Also, being a pro athlete that might not relate to a lot of pro athletes, but to me definitely does, it was almost like a fear that I had, and maybe have, being a pro athlete, is that at the end of my career, whenever that is, whether it's, I don't know when, but that I wouldn't have anything to show for what I've done. You know, because when you're changing countries all the time, you know, people are like, oh yeah, I remember Luke, this American guy who was smiling, or the smiling assassin, as they called me in Australia, you know. But all that bond that I had there when I left, you know, it's like, okay, I can't take any of that with me. I can't take the fans and all that kind of stuff with me. Go to the next country, then you go to the next country, then you go to the next team, and you go, and you could finish your career, and then you got to think, a lot of pros and my friends who are pros, they don't do anything like me after the season. They go home, they chill out, they relax. They just enjoy time being back in their home cities. They're not running and jumping, changing countries, and the craziness that people see me do, which for me just seems normal. But, you know, so for me, it's always like doing all this kind of stuff and then not having anything to show for it. And I just was on FaceTime today talking with someone about how that hit me one time when I was younger. I mean, for you guys, it won't seem young. I was maybe 27, 28 years old, something like this. And I remember going back to the States after a long 2.5 months of traveling and working out at the same time. And I was like sitting there, and I was at my house, I was in my backyard, my dog's running around. I remember just sitting there like, wow, like I did so much cool stuff this summer, had the most amazing summer of my life. And who am I gonna tell the stories to? Like, no one wants to sit around and just listen to me tell stories all the time. Like, I mean, like, what am I gonna do with all this knowledge and stuff? I gotta think of something. And I just had to have some kind of outlet. I started writing and all this kind of stuff, but it wasn't enough. And that's when I discovered vlogging a little bit later on, a few months later, which was what I needed to get that outlet out, to have something to show for what I've done. And hopefully throughout my journey, you guys can see, you know, as I try to share as much as I can with basketball, but it all depends on so much stuff, whether I film or not. What depends on how big of a game it is, how I'm feeling in my mind. Am I mentally ready, or I need to get prepared? But I do my best to show it to you guys, just to show the kind of behind the scenes of a pro athlete and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of it all, having something to show for it, even if it's just helped one person, made one person smile, educated one person on that. For me, that's the most important thing, is that impact. And it's something I take seriously, something that's really important to me, something that I just want to thank you guys for, having you guys who even listen to like a boring talk. Like, even for me, sitting in front of the camera talking like this feels boring when I'm not moving around and doing stuff. But I feel like it's important to make these kind of things just so you guys can get in my mind a little bit, so it never just seems like I'm just doing all this kind of stuff and it's easy. You know, it gets a little bit easier when you have awesome people who are there, like you guys who are watching this video, who've stayed this long in this video. It's just awesome having people like you guys, and being a pro athlete on the move, doing all this kind of stuff, having that fulfillment of having something to show for it and being able to help other people and make an impact is something that I take really seriously. And just having you guys subscribe here, and not even about the subscribers, but having you guys engagement, whether it's in the comments, whether it's an email, whether it's a thumbs up, whether it's an Instagram message. It's all means so much to me. And you know, I wasn't even gonna release this video. I think I got to like the 6-minute mark. I'm like, Luke, this is so boring. Why are you even talking like that? But I felt like I had to kind of get this off my chest. I felt like there's a lot of things that people need to see, so they see the reality of things, and they know that it's not all just fun and games, the pro athlete and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of hard stuff and a lot of difficult things and a lot of things that are sacrificed to do it. And I guess through it all, you got to find a reason to smile. And a lot of days when it's hard, I've been training a lot and I don't feel like talking on the phone, I don't feel like any of that kind of stuff. It's always great thinking of ideas and filming and recording and speaking with you guys at times of just having you guys engagement is an amazing and a big part of all the things that I do. And I just want to say thank you guys for that. You guys stuck through this video. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys listening. And that's kind of it of being a pro athlete. If you guys do have any more questions or you want to see another episode before I get back to vlogging, or maybe I'll take a little break, then get back to vlogging and normal videos and all that kind of stuff. If you have anything, leave it below. I'll be checking the comments a couple minutes after I release this video. So just thank you guys so much. I think I just need to talk to the camera about being a pro athlete. I guess I respond to it so much in the emails. I felt like it was time to put something out there for a lot of people to see. So thank you guys for that. I'm gonna get changed. I've been sweaty and sitting here for 16 minutes. Well, I don't know how long I've cut this video for, but thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'll talk to all of you guys later. I'll see you guys in the next episode or the next video, next vlog. Not sure what's next. If you have any suggestions, leave in the comments below and I'll talk to you guys later. And everyone always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao.